Today, we're talking about the best rare earth stocks. If you watched my last video, you know China dominates the supply chain. If you haven't, please check that out first. Here's the deal. Western governments are pouring billions into building a domestic supply chain. For you and me, that's a massive investment opportunity. Today, we are breaking down the exact companies trying to challenge China's monopoly. We'll look at the miners, the refiners, and the magnet makers. Let's dive in. So, what's this structural deficit everyone's talking about? By 2028, the world will be short 15,000 tons of NdPr. That's enough to leave millions of EVs without motors. Here are 4 forces driving this gap. First, the EV boom. Electric motors needs super strong magnets. Second is the green energy. Offshore wind turbines devour hundreds of kilos of rare earth per magnet. The demand is skyrocketing. Third is the geopolitics. China is actively throttling exports. And fourth is processing. Building new separation facilities outside of Asia takes years. That's the real bottleneck. Let's look at the stocks. First up is the MP Material, ticker MP. They are the US champion, valued at $10 billion. I actually visited their California mine last year and the scale is mind-blowing. And the Uncle Sam loves them too. The Pentagon owns 15%. They operate with a massive 50% mining margin at Mountain Pass, California. And in 2025, they completely cut off shipments of raw ore to China. Now they are processing domestically, but their ultimate goal is to make magnets. They are already delivering initial magnets to GM from their Fort Worth, Texas plant. And they are building a second massive facility for 2028, aiming to own the entire pipeline from dirt to magnet. They are a solid, vertically integrated play. Next, we have Energy Fuels. Think of them as a chemical processor. They have a super clean balance sheet with zero debt and a massive $700 million government loan. They secured that cash to scale facilities without diluting shareholders. Their White Mesa mill in Utah is the only facility in North America that can process monazite sands, which contain both uranium and rare earth metals. They have nailed the processing and they're building out refinement to turn chemical powders into pure metal blocks. This gives you a unique double play, uranium as well as rare earth refinement. It's a clean balance sheet with huge growth. Third, we have Lynas, ticker LYC. They are the giant outside of China, valued at over $13 billion. Unlike others, they actually make consistent cash flow right now. In Q1 of 2026 alone, they reported $142 million in operating cash flow. They have zero debt and over $400 million in cash, letting them self-fund expansions without dilution risk. They mine in Australia and refine in Malaysia. To reduce geopolitical friction, they're ramping up Western Australia's Kalgoorlie facility. Plus, they're building a heavy separation plant in Texas with DoD funding to supply US military by 2027. It's one of the safest bets in the sector. Finally, we have USA Rare Earth, that is USAR. They are newly listed giant for $4.7 billion. They hold a huge $1.75 billion cash pile and a $1.6 billion package from the Commerce Department. But let me warn you, they're burning cash fast, losing $67 million last quarter. And they have issued millions of new shares. Operationally, they're pushing hard. They have just signed a $2.8 billion deal to buy Serra Verde. That deal adds cash-flowing mining assets and secures heavy rare earth outside of Asia. They're ramping up Oklahoma and building a new $1.2 billion magnet hub in South Carolina. High risk, high reward. Now, I understand not everyone wants to have an individual stock play, but you can buy an ETF that goes by REMX. It holds a basket of global strategic metal companies. It's an easy way to play the trend. But here's the catch you should know. Index rules force REMX to hold Chinese state-backed companies. So if you want a pure US reshoring play, this isn't it. And one last thing, this sector is a roller coaster. Prices swing wild and success depends on government policy. Don't treat this like a quick trade. It's a long-term play. But the reshoring trend is real. Which stock do you like best? MP or the processing play UUUU? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe and I'll see you next time.